All right, guys. So look at this. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this before. Shock poll, whopping 64% say Biden shouldn't run in 2024. 9 points worse than Trump. 64% says the sitting president. Hey, dog, sit it out, man. It's a rapskis. You're donezo. 64%. That's a stunningly high number. Okay. In a new poll out from Yahoo and YouGov, a whopping 64% of voters said that President Joe Biden should not run again in 2024. That's 9 points worse than how many said Donald Trump should not. Trump also won the head-to-head matchup in the poll. In the overall, it was a convincing 64% majority that would dissuade Joe Biden. It was smaller, but also a majority of 55% who would tell Trump, no thanks. I mean, that's still a really strong majority, by the way, so neither one of them are looking good. On the yes column, Joe Biden polled just 21%, while Trump polled 10 points more at 31%. That's their quote-unquote basis. But it isn't just in the overall where Biden's numbers were bad. Even among Democrats, a majority would not encourage a 2024 run, with only 43% saying yes, he should, and a full 36% saying he should not. Again, this is unheard of, guys. Usually when there's a sitting president, their internal numbers from their own party is like 80% or more. So this is, again, I've never seen anything like that. I'm not even sure in the Jimmy Carter years that it was this bad. Trump got a majority yes from Republicans at 58%, with only 25% saying no. It was even worse for Biden when narrowed down to those who voted for him in 2020, where the nays had it at 40 to 37%. Good googly moogly. On the head-to-head matchup, Trump beat Biden in the poll 42 to 39. No doubt the continuing economic woes facing working Americans played a big part in the result. Read the poll top lines here from YouGov. Okay, so there you go, man. Again, I've never seen anything like this, ever. Even relatively unpopular presidents among their own party have way more support than this. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. I mean, look, everybody was sounding the alarms, rightfully so, when we learned that young people were abandoning ship, to the point where even Trump's approval rating at the same time in his administration, he had a higher approval rating among young people than Joe Biden. And young people are always overwhelmingly Democratic. So for Biden to have a low approval rating, it's among young people it's political apocalypse. It's political Armageddon. And then you wonder why. Well, I don't know. Maybe one of the big reasons is that you've been saying for years you're going to eliminate student loan debt, or at least reduce it. There was a time he said 50,000. There was a time he said 10,000. There was a time he hinted he would do it all. And he hasn't done anything. And if anything, they've just dangled it in front of everybody's faces more. Oh, you're going to like what I'm doing next on this issue. And then what? He didn't do anything. He did nothing. Didn't legalize marijuana through executive order. He absolutely could do that. Didn't free nonviolent drug offenders. He absolutely could have done that. Didn't lower prescription drug prices. He actually could have done this all on his own. Didn't eliminate student loan debt or even reduce student loan debt. He could have done this all on his own. And he's been doing nothing. And he listens to his staffers when his staffers say, your problem is you've gone too far left. Too far left. He's done nothing. The last time he did anything positive was the $1,400 checks, and he had over a 50% approval rating at the time. Look, again, now, 64% say he shouldn't run in 2024. 55% say Trump shouldn't run in 2024. Every election that we've had, maybe in my lifetime, has been a rejection of the status quo in the establishment. Now, unfortunately, the people who were picked still serve the establishment. But what we're looking at here is maybe a completely different landscape for 2024. What we're looking at here is maybe a situation where anybody who's even remotely connected to the establishment is just ruled out. Now, could be wrong and could easily see Trump versus Biden again, which would be abysmal. Or we could see Joe Biden, Mayor Pete, and Kamala Harris stall out and get nowhere. Any sort of Democratic establishment type gets nowhere. And on the Republican side, we could see a rejection of Trump because now he is the representative of the establishment. We saw what happened in 2020. He ran like a typical Fox News grandpa. The idea that he's an outsider is a mirage. We saw that from how he governed when he was president. So it could be somebody like DeSantis, could be some other outsider. But man, these numbers are astonishing. This just goes to show you how broken the system is. When you have a Senate and you have a House of Representatives where their approval rating is on any given day could be 15% or 20%, you have political leaders with numbers like this. This is a symptom of a decaying society and a broken economy. And people are fed up. They just don't know where to turn. They don't know where the answers are because nobody who's a part of the system is providing any answers. But I've never seen numbers like this. Again, I don't know the numbers for the Carter years, but I would imagine even during the Carter years, they were a little better than this for Carter. when he was dealing with stagflation at the time. Man. And these fucking geniuses can't figure it out. Even if just to save their asses politically, you would think they'd throw at least one or two bones to the American people. You know what? Fine, here. No more, eliminate student loan debt. You'd think they'd do that. You'd think you'd just legalize marijuana. Something, anything at all. Anything at all. Just throw a bone or two to the American people and just hope it helps. Cross your fingers, pray, say, oh, I hope this works. I did one positive thing. But they can't even figure that out. They can't even figure that out because they're conventional wisdom machines. And the conventional wisdom is you've gone too far left. You need to be more of a centrist moderate. I mean, that's what Bill Maher said this weekend. He's like, who's the Bill Clinton or the Barack Obama who's going to save the Democrats? It ain't going to be a Bill Clinton or a Barack Obama to save the Democrats because they're the fucking problem, just like Joe Biden. So maybe wrap your mind around that and adjust accordingly, but they're not going to do it. And of course, the main reason why is their ideology is all fucked up. They're neoliberal corporate hacks. And also they're just corrupt. And so they're representing industry over the people. But Trump and Biden are in real trouble, more so than I ever would have thought previously. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.